What up noobs, Scab here coming back at you with some Slay the Spire. Now this is a different kind of video, this is a deck building video, and I am going to tell you the best cards to make a Mighty Defender deck, okay? This deck is pretty much unbeatable. Now some of these cards are not necessary, but some are, so let's get into this. The first card that you need is Barricade, and you want 2 of them. And they have to be the upgraded version, okay? You need the upgraded version to lower the cost of Barricade. Now you do want 2 of these, okay? Block no longer expires at the start of your turn, which is fantastic, so you keep your block going through all your turns. Now for the second card, Demon Form. At the start of each turn, gain 2 strength. Now if you've got the upgraded version of Demon Form, you gain 3 strength at the start of each turn, which is always nice because that extra strength does come in handy. Now you don't have to upgrade it, and you don't even have to have Demon Form in your deck for this to work. It's just a preference of mine, as I like to play strength as well as blocking. The third card is Impervious. Impervious gives you 30 block. Now if you've already got Barricade up, that 30 block will carry on to the next round, to the next part of the combat on your next turn. But if it's upgraded, you get 40 block instead of 30, which is always nice, but again, not necessary to upgrade because of the other card. The next card would be Juggernaut. Juggernaut deals 3 damage every time you gain a block. Even if it's just 1 block, you're going to be dealing 30 damage to a random enemy, which is awesome, especially when you've got so many, especially if you've got like 3 of them, or even just 1. It really does work. Again, the upgraded version is better because you do 5 damage instead of 3, but as always, not necessary. Now you do actually want 2 Juggernauts in your deck, okay? This way you do twice the damage. Fifth card would actually be Limit Break. Limit Break works well with Demon Form. When you've got Demon Form activated and you use Limit Break, now Limit Break Plus is a must for this to actually work properly, okay? If you're going with the Strength Defend, you do want Limit Break. Limit Break doubles your strength, so if you've got 6, it'll double it to 12. Now, if Limit Break is not upgraded, it exhausts the card, but if it is upgraded, it'll go into the discard pile and you get to use it again when your strength is higher from Demon Form. So you keep your Limit Break rolling through your deck. That way you're going to be doing mad damage as well as mad block. The next card is Reaper. Reaper is great. It heals you just in case you haven't had Barricade up and you're trying to roll out that block and you've taken damage, right? If you've got high amount of strength, Reaper deals 4 damage on its own as it is, and you heal for 4 for every enemy it hits. So if there's 2 enemies, it hits 2 and you gain 8. You gain 8 health. But the thing is, if you've got strength and you've got like 16 strength, the strength of Reaper goes up, and you hit 2 monsters, say like 16 damage. You gain like what, 32, you gain 32 health. So make sure before you use Reaper you've got the strength to power up. This way you heal for a lot more and you can replenish your health with it. Now you don't have to have Reaper in your deck because, you know, this is just my preference of what I've built and how I rolled with it. So that is that card. The next card is an absolute must. The next card is Entrench. Now you do want this upgraded and you want 2 of them. You need 2 Entrench. This way it gives you a better chance of drawing it through your deck. And it doubles your current block. So if you've got 50 block with Barricade on, you will have 100 block. And if it's upgraded, it also costs less. It'll only cost 1 energy instead of 2. So this is why it is a must to upgrade it. The next one is Flame Barrier. Flame Barrier gives you 12 block, and obviously, again, if you've got Barricade, that 12 block is going to roll on to your to the next round, to the next turn. Your next turn, you'll have that 12 block added. But again, this one is actually a really good card because of the attack damage that they receive after hitting you. So if you're rolling Flame Barrier, then it's just going to work out for you because they're damaging themselves as they're attacking your block. But also, you do want this upgraded because it will deal 6 damage instead of 4. But you also need 2 of these. You want 2 of these to keep it rolling through your deck. Next card is Metallized. Now this card will give you 3 block each at the end of each of your turn, which is awesome because if you've got Barricade, that will just keep on building regardless of what happens. Okay, so you'll always keep building your block up, and of course, if you've got Juggernaut activated, you gaining that block is also going to trigger Juggernaut and damage them as well. If you're rolling a block, you are going to want Body Slam, but you also want 3 of these upgraded. Body Slam upgraded costs 0 energy, and if you've got a lot of block and you've got 3 of these in your deck, you're going to be doing mad damage all the time. I've had a block up to 199. I couldn't get it. I just couldn't get it up enough to do 200 to hit a 1 hit. But still, it is still really good because if you've got 3 of them and you draw all 3 and you've got like 100 block, then you're going to be doing 300 damage in 1 turn, which is mad damage. Okay. Now the next one is to help you draw some cards. Okay, you're gonna but using this will give you block as well. It is called Shrug It Off. Shrug It Off is a good card because it gives you 8 block, but if it's upgraded, it'll give you 11. But obviously, upgraded Shrug It Off is not necessary at all. But you also draw 1 card with this, which helps you draw through your deck to get the Barricade or Body Slam or Flame Barrier or Reaper, something, or Entrench. Something that's really going to improve your block or your damage. Okay, so that's it for the cards. The next I want to go through are the relics. The first relic that you're going to want, well, it doesn't have to be the first, but it is very helpful. Starting with the relics, you want Anchor. Start each combat with 10 block. Now this is good, because if you can draw a Barricade on your first turn, that 10 block is going to carry over onto your next turn, which is absolutely fantastic to do. Obviously, none of these are a must. Everyone has their own playstyle. This is just for this specific deck. Bronze Scale. Whenever you take damage, deal 3 damage back. So, they're hitting your block and you're still whacking them for 3 damage as they trying to get through your blockage, which is not going to help them at all. They're just going to kill themselves in the end. The next one is actually Lantern. Lantern is great, especially if you're drawing at the start, okay? Because this Lantern gain energy on the first turn of each combat. So no matter what, if you've got Lantern, you are going to be starting off with 4 blocks, which is great. It's going to help you out a lot. The next one is Oddly Smooth Stone. Okay, if you're running a block deck, you are going to want this because it helps you gain more block because of its dexterity. Okay, you gain 1 deck all the time. That's the buff. That's your buff. That's just how it's going to be. You are going to be gaining more block each time, which is fantastic. Now the next one is Bottle Tornado. Bottle Tornado, upon pickup, choose a power card at the start of each combat. This card will be in your hand. Okay, now if you've got Bottle Tornado, you can always start with Barricade. Barricade is a power card, which is always great. So you want Bottle Tornado. This is a fact. This is a great relic to have, and it's uncommon, so it's easier to get than all the others. This is one relic you are going to want to run when using a block deck, just so you can get that Barricade. The next one is actually Kunai. Kunai is great because each time you play 3 attacks in a single turn, which is actually possible, by the way, if you're running a block deck. Every time you play 3 attacks in a single turn, gain 1 dex. Of course, you're going to want to roll that, because if you're doing if you play 3 attacks in 1 turn, then you're going to gain 1 dex every time, which will just boost up your defense. Next is Mercury Hourglass. Now this is great because at the start of your turn, this is every turn, Deal 3 damage to all enemies. That is just fantastic, and that one just speaks for itself. Next one you're going to want is Shuriken. Shuriken is a great relic. Every time you play 3 attacks in a single turn, gain 1 strength. Now obviously you can see why this all works together. Obviously it's going to be hard to get all of these in one match, but if you can get them all before the final boss, the final boss, then you are going to just slay the hell out of this boss. The next one is Letter Opener. Now Letter Opener is great. This one is pretty much a must, because every time you play 3 skills in a single turn, deal 5 damage to all enemies. Now all block cards are skill cards, so if you're blocking constantly, Letter Opener is one that you are going to want to have, because of all the block cards that you're going to be rolling, and it's just going to, you know, give you all that extra damage. The next relic is Black Blood. This is a boss relic. You can only get this relic from beating a boss, so this isn't an actual fact that you're going to get this. But Black Blood is great to have, because at the minute the Ironclad heals for 6 after every combat, but with Black Blood is a relic that replaces Burning Blood at the end of combat, heal 10 HP. Now that's 4 extra HP, which is always great and is always appreciated to gain more health. So that just speaks for itself. You're going to want to keep that health up as much as you can. The next one is Mark of Pain. This is also a boss relic, which is why it's hard to get them both, but Mark of Pain, gain energy at the start of each turn. Start combats with 2 wounds in your drop pile. Now I'd rather start with the 2 wounds than not being able to collect gold, or only being able to play 6 cards. But you can get the choker. I mean, the choker and Mark of Pain, they both work, or you can even have them both if you want. It does actually happen. I've had them both before. But yes, having that 4 energy just really helps. Now the next one is a rare relic, which can be collected pretty much anywhere. Is Thread and Needle. At the start of each combat, gain 5 plated armor. Now this means that after every turn, you're gonna gain 5 armor regardless. Unless you've been hit, then it goes down to 4, 3, 2, 1 and runs out. But yes, if you keep that block up and you keep that 5 plated armor all the way through, it's just going to keep on building on top of the barricade. So yeah, that basically pretty much speaks for itself as well. Now there is one last one, which is a common relic. It's called Singing Bowl. Now this is a fantastic relic. When adding cards to your deck, you may gain +2 max HP instead. Now instead of going to skip, like a lot of people do when you got a choice of 3 bad cards, you go for this relic and you can gain the HP instead of picking a card, which is fantastic. It really does help, because when you gain that HP, it heals you for 2 as well, so it's all good. You are going to want to pick this up. So that's it for the Defender deck, guys, and the Defender relics. Be sure to hit that like button if you enjoyed it, and don't forget to hit that subscribe button while you're down there, and don't forget to leave me your feedback, guys. I'm always interested in what you have to say or what you think of my videos. Don't forget to keep it very, very sexy. Peace.